morning, afternoon, evening, João, wherever you are, whatever time it is for whoever's watching this. So where we left off was the end of April-ish and
May,
End of May. Okay,
May,
thank
end
you.
of May, yeah.
And in theory, the 1500 was announced May 17th of 1983. Um, and then we looked ahead a little bit in the documents that you have, and it looks like there's a gap between May and October. So
Yeah,
let's see what happened.
unfortunately, it seems there's a gap. We do know that a few weeks before they haven't even decided which version to use.
Right.
So many things were happening. So let's see if eventually we come up with other documents. But for now, there's a hiatus in between, and that's it. So let me share my screen. So we are in October 1983, and let's start opening some documents. First one.
Oh, I recognize the
From
names.
Rui Morgado, Portuguese guy, to Álvaro Oliveira, Portuguese guy, but to be distributed by others. Lou Gailey, Antonio Gomes, Ross Nathan, and these others. Just before I move into this, let me just share with you one of those things where I stopped for a while. So I was going through some documents yesterday in the museum because I took some final things I had at home to be digitized, to be scanned. And now we're doing it in the museum because we have a person working full-time there and he's taking care
Oh,
of the inventory, Bruno.
nice.
And I noticed one thing. So we had some magazines. I don't remember the name, but magazines for from computing from the 80s. And they were addressed to Bel Paso. So it means that Álvaro was given some magazines that were bought by Bel Paso, or at least he was the one in Timex giving the name to receive them, and then somehow they
Interesting.
ended up with Álvaro. It was something I noticed yesterday,
Uh-huh.
so it's something I thought about sharing. But going back to our document, so we are in October 10, and we're talking about the QRL. I think we said something about this, which is related to the loading mechanism.
Yeah, but what is being described here is not
Oh,
what I thought it might be. This is saying it attaches to the edge
attaching to
connector,
the edge connector, yeah, instead of
bypasses
using the
the ear and mic jacks,
yeah.
and I'm gonna guess it has its own ROM on there in order to do this. But let's see what happens.
Okay, so talks about the slow and the QRL, the
Yeah.
fast hardware description.
Okay. Applied to the input port, which is enabled by the decoder. So it's an IR. Okay, so it's definitely going to require software to
Yeah,
interpret those signals.
this is using a square wave.
Yeah.
One thing interesting, they did come up in Portugal with came up. They rebranded it and something more, but they came up with a tape recorder
Yeah.
that worked with square waves also.
Okay.
It's something we call the TC 2010 instead of 2020, which is
I've seen
the other
a
one.
I've seen a picture of it.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
sort of black and yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but it's funny because all the description for now talks about the ear socket. And these input ports are from the edge connector because the
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
IORQ is a signal from the edge
It's a
connector.
signal in
Okay.
A3 and read are all signals on
Okay.
the edge connector.
Okay.
And so latched by a decoder through a flip-flop, output port F7. That's crazy. Okay, so there we go.
It is both.
There is
Okay.
operating system software resides in EEPROM.
Okay.
Oh,
The
wow.
prototype software is located between addresses. Okay.
388. Okay.
Now the question is, do we have this or not? Who knows? Yes, sometimes 1500. Okay. But
Yeah.
wait, come on. This is strange because this is from Portugal. This is from Rui Morgado, the same guy that did that device that I keep showing to you.
hmm hmm
Let me see if I have the schematics of it here.
Well, and my suspicion is that the device that you have shown me was an analog device for just sort of cleaning up the signal.
Yeah.
And right, and it probably, you know, plugged into the ear and mic jacks.
Seems to be like that.
This seems like, you know, a sort of evolutionary next step from that.
But done by the same guy, precisely the same guy.
Yeah.
Dream Morgal. And
Sure.
it's someone I can easily ask, of course. Cost reduction.
Interesting.
Now, fast loading. Oh, this is the folder. So this is the schematic. Well, all of this is the folder. So you have plenty of documents here.
Notes and stuff. Okay.
I don't know if this was scanned already or not. This is the schematic of it. I'm sure you won't be able to see.
Because you're not sharing that view on the screen. You're sharing the
yeah,
the PDF. So it's going to come out as a tiny little.
Yeah. No, of course. But so what I see here is what? Now, this is the schematic of that device. I don't see any connection to the edge connector or anything like that. I was trying to see if there was a date. 4/02/83. So 2 of April or 4 of February 83.
Okay.
So it's way before.
But before
and
this
then
one.
all the other schematics, they call this the fast loading TS1045. Then you have the signals and many paper notes and some microprocessor program. What's this?
Could be
signals.
A program that runs, signals that run on the
So microprocessor program, fast load, Q save PSS, subroutine save USR 32383, dated 5 of June 83. Okay, then you have the machine code or the assembler. Puts it in fast mode, blah blah blah. Okay, and there are many pages of code here. Anything more? No, some more schematics, some flow diagrams. Okay, we can look at this in the past, but it seems is totally different from what we are looking at right now.
Yeah.
That was the only thing
and so
I wanted to
that little box, the 1045 box that you've shown me, you know, it would do regular speed load and save. And then what the part you were reading about the, you know, the user program call, that would be a separate routine to support fast load and save using that device.
Yep, agreed.
Very interesting.
And it ends here.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. What else do we have here?
That's cool.
So,
oh boy,
him to be Miro, which I never heard before.
Looks like a
Dragovic Lugaili, October 13 for the conhecimento. I don't know what it means, the FC, but it's then you have the names J. Gonçalves, António Gomes, Tony Gomes, Pedro Esteves. And it says after Pedro Esteves, it says to evaluate computer came from Middlebury in Portuguese.
Interesting. Okay.
Álvaro Oliveira here, October 13, Lugaili, blah, blah. Okay. So Kim is saying, last week I received 4 defective 1500s, which had been returned to Carlos Dragovic. The customer evaluation was that 2 of the units had keyboard defects. After examining, I concluded that one unit has loose membrane, the other did not have the membrane properly inserted. Okay, then I felt the picture quality was not acceptable, so I asked Peter Schiff to check the frequencies. He found this. These values are not within specification. This needs to be resolved. I'm evaluating the other 2. Kim, see if there is any systemic problem in center channel 0 tuning in lots of units from PG.
Portugal. FQC help.
Okay. FQC help.
Yeah.
Okay. Very well. So they are complaining with the quality of these systems.
Interesting. And that's October.
Yep. And then on the same day, not sure if before or after, Ross Naden, if I'm not mistaken, from Álvaro Oliveira, Rex Naden, from Álvaro Oliveira, Tony Gomes, Tiransky. Okay.
Yeah.
So Lugaili and myself had a conference call today with Sam Brown and NCR to discuss SCLD change. So you see, Álvaro was involved in all of these things for both systems. So we're talking about 1500 and 2068. A budgetary quote and time schedule will be provided by the 12, that's yesterday. That's
Uh,
the day before.
yes.
Or then, because
Well,
it was
it's
written
it's
by a
it's
Portuguese guy, probably he wrote wrongly.
yeah, it could be
I don't know.
December 10th.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see. Okay. John Bush will discuss technical details with the writer and Simon tomorrow. I have discussed with Simon possible ways to accommodate the SCLD design change. He's completing Simon tomorrow. And Sonic Switch
Hmm.
and has on standby the chip design for the M437 watch. What is this?
Not a clue. I mean, maybe it's a real watch. I don't know. That's bizarre.
Well, a watch in Timex is not something special, but a watch in the computer guys in Timex,
Yeah,
we need to find out what this is.
for the
Simon would
chip.
prefer to finalize the conception phase of this ship, um, for which he estimates 1 week. 1 week.
Okay.
21. Okay. The assembly and breadboard debugging will take another 2 weeks, considering above on and the market pressure for above computers. So wait, we are on October 83.
Yeah.
The 2068 was launched when? The
Well,
US one.
you
Because it
know,
was 83. They were doing
yeah.
it in 83 and
It,
84 they withdrew.
it theoretically became available in November. I think that's when people
November.
started
Okay, so
receiving
we
them.
are almost there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, considering the above, in the market pressure, I would appreciate your hearing for the following date. So he's
But
saying this to Rex.
this
Okay.
is for a PAL version of the 2068.
No. Oh yes.
So
Which never happened. Or
yeah,
it became the Portuguese one.
yeah. So and then a UHF. I'm trying to remember. Is UHF the
Now
upper?
this exists. I have this. But the thing is, probably okay, this is something different. And this opens a new door to research. Do we have any, or do we know of any 1500 PAL or UHF without the Ferranti ULA?
Well, at this point,
I don't think I ever saw one, but
right,
we need to check this
right.
because this may be what they're talking about. So okay, we forgot about the Ferranti version. We are already in October. Ferranti had lots of issues with the radiation.
Yep.
So probably they were thinking we need to do a 1500 for other markets. That is
Yeah.
UHF.
Other markets, yeah, because UHF was more
Yeah.
uh, uh
Portugal, for example, of course,
prevalent.
but others. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. And then the TS2068 ball starting down. Yeah, okay.
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 Where where would
Alvaro Oliveira, NGC. I don't know who NGC is, but it's not his normal secretary because his secretary was Rosalina Alves.
okay.
I can try to find out if she knows. I'm going to be with her in the next days if she knows who NGC was. See if I don't forget this. Okay. Nice.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay. Telex. End of October.
Yeah.
Micro India. Antonio Gomes. SEM Shukla.
Huh.
Figo. Figo. Figo
Well,
could be the airport in Portugal. I don't know.
no, I suspect you see it's Figo IN, which to me says somewhere in India,
Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense. Okay.
hence the
With
micro
reference
India.
to your telex dated October, for us, the best period would be between this and this. Alvaro
Interesting.
Oliveira.
I
Okay.
wonder what the telex was
Now,
about.
a few years after, but wait, there's one thing I need to go back. But a few years after, they did try to sell Tenet in India also.
Okay.
So India appears on the paperwork, but not like we have many things for India, to be very honest.
Right.
But now the other thing, and another thing from India that we know is that after 86, after Amstrad bought Sinclair, there was the Decibel ZX Spectrum. I don't know if you know it, but it's like Spectrum Plus. It's a case of a Spectrum Plus with a different brand and an issue 7 board, which some people claim to be official or authorized by Sinclair. But there was an article in your Sinclair where AMSA complained about it, so I don't think it's official. But so I don't know what this is right now. The other thing I was looking at was this via CPRM.
Yeah.
CPRM, if I'm not mistaken, is a company that belonged to Alvaro. but I need to double check this. I know I saw this before. CPRM, and it's related to a communications company called Marconi in Portugal. I need to double check this, but okay, it's a detail, may not be relevant for the story right now. Let's go on. Okay, so many fronts.
Yep.
Oh, nice. The BU, the famous BU that never.
Famous.
Yeah. Timex Portugal Limited, BU tentative approach with
Interface.
with in-face,
Interface.
RAM. Oh, interface. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Interface, RAM, and micro drive. Details not available for the micro drive. The cost for the BU, scrap, total material. Multi-power supply is something that probably it's the one that, so there is a multi-power supply in Portugal. Gives power to a TS1500, to a Spectrum, to a printer, and to the recorder. I think it has 6 volts for the 2020 also.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so they did it. It's not branded. It doesn't say, we know it's Timex. We have many pictures. I have 2 or 3 of those at least, but it doesn't have a logo saying Timex, just for you to know. And so added costs for this, markups, billing price, $34. Above BU, set can also be made with 1 micro drive only, becoming the price $76. Oh, because this is the total price.
Right.
And José Tarouca, it was a financial guy.
Okay.
FM, I don't remember.
His secretary, some sort.
But so they were looking at this also from Portugal. I don't know. I don't have many details for this. No one
in
ever
October.
mentioned.
I mean, it makes sense, you know.
Yeah. Pedro Esteves to Abílio Pereira, which is a technical guy. Joystick interface on October 83. António Gomes, José Gonçalves, cópia. This means copy too. Okay. General description. Any joystick existing in the market to allow a real action.
I wonder. Oh, for the okay.
Avoiding the need of an extra unit.
Could be assembled into it. I guess it could. Yeah. I mean, there's no space on the circuit board. Sure. Yeah. Interesting.
They did a joystick port in the edge connector with the sound unit, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So there's a couple of interfaces that have a joystick port, but that was it.
Prototype cartridge.
Prototype cartridge to be used with modified with the demo which shows joystick performance.
Neat.
To Abílio.
So something for you to look for.
Yeah. Problem is to know if we have something like this or not.
Right.
This annoys me because I even asked Paula, which is one of the volunteers in the museum, I asked her to do a gadget to dump the cartridges we have. And so I asked only for 2068, but she did for the Interface 2, the 1510 and the 2068. Because I have, for example, one cartridge that puzzles me because it's a normal emulator cartridge and people tell me it's just a normal one, but it has written, and normally they don't write on the, so the way they identify things when they reuse cases is they use I don't know the name in English, but in Portuguese is pyrotechnia, so it's pyro something. So when you use it to record something. So you use an iron and you
there's
and you burn it basically. Yeah. And so the cartridge says something like test interface or whatever. But they tell me that the cartridge looks normal and I don't want to open it. So I asked them to do a thing to dump the content.
Yeah.
To see what is there. So this is something that annoys me. So we have some cartridges there. One of them may be this, and we don't even know.
Right.
Let's see if we are lucky.
Right.
Okay. So you can draw on the screen by using a standard joystick.
Interesting.
Okay. Abílio and again MF. Okay. TS1510, T-Doc.
Wow.
How much the label cost?
Yeah, right. And how much the little rubber feet cost? The cushions.
Yeah. Oh, cushion are the rubber things. Okay.
Yeah.
Switch.
Yeah.
Screws.
Oh my gosh.
The
Serial
ICs,
number label.
which basically they, well, oh no, it's the silver one probably they use in all the things, at least from Portugal.
Hmm. Hmm.
But it's not a serial number. Normally, it's just a model number, because the serial, for example, in the Spectrum was burned. Basically, again, was stamped
Yeah.
in the case.
Yeah.
Not sure. Okay, 1984. So bill of material, 1984 price build-up material as per the bill of materials above.
Hmm.
Added costs, labor, overhead, development. Do you know, this is nothing special, but this makes us think from time to time. So I was making some interviews in Timex Portugal, and there were people that moved from the assembly line to the overhead department. For them,
Okay.
to move to the offices was kind of a promotion, so it was an opportunity, okay,
Yeah.
to get a better job. And obviously, I'm familiar with the concept of overhead. I work in a software company, so we need to calculate all of this to charge in the projects. But they had so many people just to calculate the overhead of every tiny thing, because then they needed it to put here.
Right.
So having this number here is not something trivial. That's what I'm trying to say, basically. Okay, then markups, proposed billing
Okay.
price, T-Dock with gold connector, T-Dock with joystick interface 1 with gold connector, or without connector.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay, and
That's
this is
crazy.
it. So many different things happening in October.
Yeah. Bunch of
Okay, we go back to the QRL.
QRL. Okay.
Price build up, material as per attached bomb. So now we know. Oh, come on. Oh, let's hope it's in the next
Maybe
file,
it's the next
next
page.
page. So we have the costs, the markups, blah blah blah. Option 1, complete cased unit, cartridge T-Dock,
Hmm.
as included on T-Dock. So again, they were thinking
Oh,
of it for the T-Dock.
okay.
JST could be José Tarouca, but I'm not sure, because now there's a S.
Yeah.
And bill of material,
Got it.
PCB,
Yeah.
capacitors, resistors, CD 4066,
Yeah. That's the CMOS part.
diode, transistors, ZTX,
Yeah.
a regulator, some
Some
logics,
TTLs. Yeah.
a
Huh.
jack, mini phone.
1/8 inch jack.
Yeah, I think we call
3 point.
RJ11 here, if I'm not
No,
mistaken.
you're thinking of a telephone jack. The mini phone
Yes.
means mini headphone jack,
Ah, okay,
like a
okay, okay, okay,
3.5 millimeter jack from
okay, 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 okay. Um, connector 2 times 23, case
yeah.
top, case bottom, labels,
Wow.
screws,
Wow. That's crazy.
AFG.
And those TTL prices, those TTL part prices,
Yep.
like the LS32, they've gone up a little bit since then. But I mean, you can get
Yeah, but they bought in quantity. I have so
right.
many. I have many of these, because in the spare parts they gave me, and I put them all according to the reference. I know I have all different types of 74 LS
Hmm.
over there. So for sure they bought many of these. I told you the story before about the competition with Dundee and others. So the way that the suppliers would come and incentivize them to buy something, say, "Oh, the other guys are buying. You're missing an opportunity."
Yeah, you need to
Yeah,
buy these.
yeah. Okay, two more. Cost
Oh, hey.
reduction.
Okay.
Okay.
From 6 chips to, I wonder what a 4408 is. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, but it should be 8.
Interesting.
From on-board populated modulator to Aztec modulator. But the fifth, well, we already said that there may be some 1500s with other modulators, but they were never on-board populated.
Uh,
When is this document from? October 7.
well, you know
The the blue
those the big metal case ones on the boards that I have, maybe that's an onboard populated modulator.
modulator, yeah, probably.
Yeah. And we've certainly seen this from buffers to resistors. We've seen that on one of those boards.
Okay.
I wonder what the new keyboard concept was. And the PCB was reduced in size, definitely.
Yeah. Okay,
Definitely.
that was made.
Yeah.
The new keyboard concept. Okay. I'm missing a lot of names here. IFG, Ability Pro. No, this is not AFG.
And the name wasn't at the top, was it?
No. And in the previous
Right.
documents, the name were similar. Abílio Pereira,
Hmm.
Álvaro Oliveira. No, Alfredo Guerra. Okay, I know who he is. Alfredo Guerra is one of the guys from the engineering team. And MCS is the name that appears all the time. I know that all of them only had one secretary for the entire engineering team.
Oh, okay.
Part of the top guys. So I can check who was it. So build up comparison price. So cost reduction version, actual version, original version.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
So it's about
they could have
$7.
written this on the board to make it easier now for us. But it's funny. They had probably issues with the original version. They had to increase the price, and now they're going back.
Mm-hmm. Right, because if it went up $4, that's worth trying to reduce it.
On cost reduction version, it is prepared to be assembled with DRAMs.
I've never heard of
or
those.
two of these. Okay,
I don't think those happen because I just did a little Google and I'm not.
they don't exist. The reference.
Well, let's see. I'm coming up with barcode readers, but not a data sheet for that model DRAM. It wouldn't make much sense. Just, I mean, unless it was a 4416 that half of it had failed, which was
let's call Clive Sinclair.
yeah, right.
He was good.
I'll buy
He
these.
was good at using those.
Mhm.
I don't know. Okay, complete packaging, cost reduction version 1 and 2, actual version. Okay, power supply, big change. Game switch. What is a game switch?
In the US, we
Oh,
had a
I know
little
what it is.
box that we
The
attached to the
external
back.
box for the real. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. Then the manual and
Wow.
leads.
And the foam was 25 cents and the sleeve was 20 cents. Wow. That's craziness.
This is demo lab overhead. They're
Wow.
reducing the overheads a lot. Okay. Freight to US, so they were
Oh.
shipping them from here.
Mhm.
Duty.
Oh, interesting.
US landed
Landed
cost.
cost. Okay, so I saw landed cost somewhere else and I was wondering what that meant. Now I understand.
Okay. Torrington was NCR. We spoke about it before.
Torrington was NCR?
I considering one.
Oh, I think that the
Oh, what is
Torrington's
version 1 and version 2? Version 1 is considering utilization of power supplies, leads, and game switches in existing at Torrington.
yeah, I think that's
Considering power supply, leads, and game switch sourced in Portugal after exhausting Torrington stocks of those.
yeah.
Aha.
That's a Timex location, Torrington.
Yeah. Oh, it's also Timex. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. NCR was in Ohio at the time.
Okay. Cost reduction version assumes final packaging being done in Portugal, complete set shipped to US. On actual version, all additional items are incorporated packaging in US without PG Portugal interference.
Yeah.
Man, I'm so used to have Portugal as PT that
Oh yeah,
when I
yeah.
see PG is Procter and Gamble. Come on. PT into US has not been considered on items coming from US.
Yeah, which is
Power
already been
supplies,
paid.
game switch, which have already been paid because they had to come from US. Okay.
Yeah.
Comparison in terms of contents. Well, this could help us to identify the versions. We just need to start counting all of this.
Oh, right. Because look, there's
ceramic this. So if we look at, let's do this. If we look at one item that only exists in the original version, if there is this one.
the 56.
So if we have
picofarad.
a picofarad, 56 picofarad capacitor, we know it's an original version.
Yeah.
So our contacts RF.
I'm not sure what that means.
RF is a aerial signal.
Yeah, radio frequency. That's what it means.
Could it be contacts RF? Could it be that tiny plated thing that they put on top of some modulators to dissipate, to basically connect the case of the computer to the... Because that doesn't exist in all computers. The Spectrum doesn't have it, for example.
Right.
I don't know what it is.
Right.
But wait, okay, then we have this IC. So if it has a 244, oh come on, these guys are crazy. Look at this.
It's
You
all
have
over
the
there.
capacity. You have the capacitor here, the same one. Come on. Well, but we'll find a way for sure if we want.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
The transistor X750 resistors, and it goes on. Resistors, inductor,
It'd be hard to
an
measure.
inductor of 4.7, screws, RF shields, modulator video.
Oh, that's helpful. 640. All right, awesome. I didn't know what the thread pitch of those screws are that are used to hold the case together.
I've tried so many times to buy them, and I never get it right. I never get it right. So yeah, I need to find some Chinese supplier for these kind of things. So it's 640. Okay. EMI filter. This resistor is only here. Okay, stop. Overlay bezel. It has a
metal bit, I think.
Membrane keyboard.
I wonder what that A means. Maybe there's a note somewhere at the
Look
bottom.
at this. Some the new versions have more feet.
6 feet.
Yeah, instead of 4. Never noticed that.
Interesting. And why does the cost of the little door go up?
Of the
little door that covers the back, the expansion port on the back.
Oh yeah.
That last line, it goes from 1 cent to 4 cents.
Oh, the door case.
Yeah. Oh, cost of overlay bezel included on keyboard. Interesting. Okay.
Overlay bezel is the faceplate?
I think that's the metal bit. Yeah.
Yeah, the faceplate. Okay.
Yeah.
The British call it faceplate. That's why I use that name.
Oh, hey, that's
wait.
Nice. Whoa. Hello.
Modulator.
Yeah.
Cost reduction. Complete layout. Okay. So
Component.
Component layout.
Yeah.
This tells us something.
Yeah.
Okay. And the 4408 option here. Keyboard.
Why special?
Yeah, the keyboard is just in the end of the board. So okay,
that would be normally the middle of the board.
Yeah. The only problem is after this version, if they did some improvements, then we'll have several that map this. But there's no doubt that the smaller board is the cost reduction version, at least in the October of 83.
Well, and now we understand, that they were doing this work, and it makes, now the date codes on these things make sense, what they were after.
Okay.
That's really nice.
They do call it ULA, but it's square, so it's the NCR thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's name convention.
Yeah. Final document.
Oh.
Application for FCC, Álvaro Oliveira.
Interesting.
Oliveira. Under part 15, so part J, computing device prepared for. How did they? Oh, common cartridge player.
Oh, okay.
Huh. So it's not from the computer, it's from this.
Just
October
that dude,
5th.
Yeah.
Okay. Engineering
statement,
repository, test report.
This is what makes it expensive to bring something to
US.
To
the
market is these tests that you have to do. They're not cheap.
FCC, Washington.
Fred, hey, look at that. We've got Fred Helene's first name now. And his title.
Where is it?
Right there in C.
Oh yeah.
We didn't. We saw his name before.
Yeah.
But we didn't know his
Manager of Electronic Service.
Cool.
Okay. LinkedIn, here I go. Okay, no, I'll leave that up to you. So this is being done under Portugal?
Yeah.
No, but the applicant is Timex Computer Corporation, and this is what instead of applicant is authorized.
But the manufacturer,
is
Portugal. Yeah.
Okay, so it's different from the applicant, but it's Portugal.
Right.
Medronheiros is not well written. No problem.
So what does that say?
Medronheiros is so it's the name of the farm, the quinta, the plantation where this was located.
Okay.
So the agriculture place where the Timex watch manufacturer, computer manufacturing facility was. Medronheiro is a fruit that you have in Portugal that you can distill, so you can make booze out of it. You can make alcohol.
Okay.
And it makes a fire water that is very strong. It's we have a lot in the south of Portugal in Algarve. pode mean medronheiro, but it's not well written. Medronheiro, so the V is not here. Medronheiro, so there's no V, and there was an R after the I and before the O. Okay, original equipment. So it's the first time they're submitting this. The number. Now, was it approved or not?
Well, this is the application.
The application.
So this is the test that Atlantic Research Corporation did
submitted, yeah.
For
okay.
Yeah, to support the application.
Okay. So the guy was not from Timex. So he
no,
was from.
No,
no. This is Robert Evans. He's not Fred.
It's a third party.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fred was the person submitting the application to the FCC, but this is the company that Timex hired to do the emissions testing.
Let's think one thing. Why should the fast loading mechanism QRL thing that we were reading, why is it not the 1510? Because it connects to the edge connector.
Yep. Oh, because it's not the QRL thing is a cassette loader.
Are you sure? Well, it does have a save. It does have a save, and
right. And the 1510 has no smarts in it. The code that sort of makes it work is a change to the original 8K ROM.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why there's a little bug in the 1510. I don't remember what the bug is exactly, but there's a bug. Technical report, blah blah blah. User manual, see exhibits, test report. 10 kilohertz to 10K. Okay. Yeah, so he's describing the test procedure. Yeah, but it's a generic description that adapts to anything. Yeah, this is all just sort of. Yeah, if it is this, we do like this, blah, blah, blah. It's their process. Okay. Scientific method. Yeah, and then there'll probably be some charts further down that show the results. Yeah. Measurement data. There we go. Power line conducted emissions. Okay. So well within, yeah. The specs, complies, right, with paragraph, right? That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, this is a class B, so the column label class B is what applies here. Pretty low levels. Not going to piss off the neighbors when you plug it in. You'll still be able to watch, The Price is Right at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We also have it here. The Price is Right. Statement of Michael Nikolai. It's another one validating the work of the previous one. Yeah. No, he's the engineer, so he's supervised by the other. Okay. Yeah. We had a conversation maybe in the last episode or the one before about power supplies and how many of the 1000s were supplied with DVE power supplies, but as noted here, this came with. I also know this one, Sino-American. I also recognize this name. I saw them before. And I just opened up a 1500 box that had a Sino-American power supply. Okay. Yeah. I'm curious about this cartridge, Galactic Gunner. Is that? Never heard of this. Exactly. Because there's like 4 cartridges that were. Yeah, 4 plus this one. And this one's not. Yeah. Okay. What about Galactic? It's not one of those 4. Somebody had to, build that. Oh, it's a tape. Okay. Probably it was just a conversion of the tape to a cartridge. Absolutely. Yeah. Yep. But was it homemade just for the test? No, it was a tape for the. No, not the game, of course. The cartridge. Possibly, yeah. Because it was never launched. No one heard about this. What is the switch box antenna? Oh, that's the game box. The game box. Yeah. Timex D. So it's the part number. Yeah. Yep. And then it says Taiwan. ROC. That's where it was made. Okay. Yeah. Back when we still called Taiwan the Republic of China. Be careful. Yeah. Right.
8 of shielded cable from TS1500 to transfer switch.
Yeah.
Okay. And 10
It's
kit.
the test equipment used.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Some Hewlett Packard stuff in there. Interesting. Oh,
Here it is.
I
Now
got
the
some pictures.
cartridge.
Yeah.
Show us the cartridge, man.
Yeah.
Made
Yeah.
in Portugal. Serial number something. Photographs label and label placement. The
Okay.
inside of it
Cool.
looks normal from what I
Yeah.
remember.
There's the bottom.
Interior construction, component and wiring.
Oh, nice. Little schematic. Pretty minimal.
Restricted information. Optional. If used, cut trace between all of this. If used. This is a switch.
Well,
It's a push button, right?
no, I think it's
Oh,
hard.
it's to make a reset. To
The
send a
optional
reset
may
signal.
be the dotted outline power supply section. I don't know. Hard to say. That to me, that's what would be optional, especially with
Okay.
the dashed outline.
The
I don't think we're going to see
instruction
the
manual.
cartridge.
1510 2040 connector. 2040 printer. Oh,
Yeah,
it's okay.
yeah, that
So
weird giant
yeah,
connector.
yeah, yeah.
40.
Some of these printers have this.
Yep.
1510, or it goes straight into here, or it goes into probably what they call the T something,
Mm-hmm.
T dock.
So I
The
came
1000 with this, and okay. Yes, yes.
someone sent me some 1016 memory packs, and one of them says on it, it's got this little handwritten label on it that says that it's got 64K and it's for use with the 1500. I'm assuming this means that the person, had a 1500. But the problem to me is that the 1500 doesn't accommodate 64K,
Okay.
because it moves its internal memory up, and then wouldn't that compete with what's in this thing? It looks like a hand done job. Like there's a chip glued upside down, and little
Okay.
red wires coming off it.
Could have been some experiment or not.
I think it was a homemade
Yeah.
job,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
it was curious to me that somebody thought that they would use it with the 1500. But maybe they could have. Maybe they could have. Yeah, this is the manual for the.
Yeah. I saw the manual before. I don't see anything special.
Yeah.
But using the Timex coefficient by itself without a cartridge. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just make the restart.
Make sure you turn off the power
The
of
reset.
plugging
Yeah.
the cartridge. Well, that's cool.
Okay.
That's nifty. I've never seen one of those.
Okay. So we finish October.
Yeah, let's take a
I
peek
don't.
in November.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, file
January. Damn.
January. Look at that.
It's misclassified.
Yeah, yeah.
Filed in something.
Desk, maybe?
Desk. Yeah.
Oh,
So this must be the rubber keyboard they suggested, which is the one that is used.
yeah. That's probably,
just
like
this.
it's probably a copy of the film that would have
Yeah.
been used to make maybe the silk screen.
Yeah. But they didn't do it in Portugal. This part they never did in Portugal. I know that.
Okay.
So it was always brought outside. They do have many spare parts and many tests, many evaluation copies coming from, I think I told you before, coming from Taiwan and places around that area.
Hmm.
Okay. So this one was misclassified, and here, what do we have? Just one, so we can go through it. Timex Dundee, Timex Portugal,
Okay.
Carlos Dragovic, Dick Longo, Castanheira, José Gonçalves, Álvaro Oliveira, Nuno Amorim.
Yeah.
Cartridges. Please send one under each of the following: Supermath and Flight Simulator. These two exist.
Okay.
And Flight Simulator is the only one. I only saw one, and I have it. Supermath, there are plenty of those. Chess, there are plenty of those.
Chess.
And the other one, I think it's States and Capitals or something like that.
Ugh,
but,
yes,
I don't know if it's that one, but it's something like this. But that one I don't have. Please use PO. Tony Gomes basically asking, but so they were coming from Dundee.
The request came from Dundee.
No, it's signed by Tony Gomes, so came from Portugal. So probably it was sent to Dundee. So these guys over here on top are probably from Dundee or MD PG. So it could be that thing of going to US indirectly.
Yep. MD would be Middlebury.
Yeah, and because here everyone is Portugal. So it could be that.
Yeah.
Portugal, Middlebury, DD 13 December 83. So the date is right on this.
Yeah.
One.
Interesting.
Okay.
So crazy. The kinds of things that.
And now, by some strange reason, we still have things about the 1500.
Let's look at those. Yeah, why? Because we were talking about this when we were looking at the circuit boards. Like, why would they still be doing this in 85, or as late?
Let's see if it's okay. It's 85. It's May.
May of 85.
Luís Bandeira, commercial director. Nuno Mourinho, José Taboca.
And who?
Gomes.
Okay.
All Portuguese guys. Ed Tiransky, Dick Longo, and this one I don't know.
I have never seen that name.
And they're talking about cost reduction version.
Wow.
So there's still, so it's either a new cost reduction version, which probably it is in 85.
Yeah.
I have prepared and signed all the materials required to apply for a class 2 permissive change. We cannot ship before FCC certification, expected within 3 to 4 weeks. This comes from Álvaro Oliveira, and he writes in Portuguese. Is it possible to know which is the position? Position should be status, which is the status of the 1500 and TC. They write TC, maybe wrong, but they write TC.
No, that would be right.
It's TC 2068 submitted to FCC.
All right.
TS 1500, okay.
So
TC 2068, I will analyze in this travel. Tony Gomes.
Okay.
On 7th of June, 80.
This this kind of adds up to something that I read that basically and I've only seen a couple references to it in newsletters, but basically Gomes was known to have gone to Middlebury with the goal of bringing the TC 2068 to the United States and selling in the United States.
Doesn't surprise me.
And so that's very interesting, that and that Middlebury was I mean, we knew that according to what I've read, Middlebury was cooperating with this, but what was the goal if they were out of the computer business?
Yeah, but I think that idea of being out of the computer business is not very. I don't want to say it's not clear. Of course, they were out of the computer business on a direct way. Yeah. But they were supervising their branch office in Portugal that was still on the computer business.
Yeah.
And Dundee also. So what this means for me is that even though probably no engineer was involved anymore in Middlebury, but they had to make the call, they had to approve things from Portugal. So things like, okay, the Portuguese branch wants to start selling that computer in US. Are we going to allow it or not? Are we doing it or not? Because
right.
It was not a single-side decision. Now, let me make you a question. We do know that some of these computers ended up in Latin America, South America. So I shown you 2 days ago an NTSC 2048, which I was waiting for, I don't know, 2 years. Finally, we did the exchange, my friend in Chile. And I sent him a +2 that he wanted, and so we finally did it, and I was very happy with it. So it has a faceplate saying NTSC. Internally, it's nothing fancy. When I mentioned this to the guys in Timex Portugal, they said it's just a different pin on ULA. It's nothing special. But the fact is, I never saw one before. Now, but the question is, we also know that there were TCs in Argentina and other places. I never saw one. Are they approved by FCC?
Well, I don't know about
not
TCs.
That they needed, but it would be nice to know.
I don't know about
I
TCs, but I know the TS 2068s ended up in
okay.
Argentina in pretty big quantities because I've talked to
Gustavo,
Gustavo, Ricardo, Eduardo,
Ernesto probably can also help on
and
that.
there's
Ernesto.
another person, Paulo.
Okay.
Uh, so that's at least four folks that I know in Argentina who have TS
The
20.
TS.
Yeah.
Okay. But there, so we saw in Chile the TC 2048.
Okay.
So it could have been something done from Portugal
Yeah.
or not.
Yeah.
The question is there, and this is a question probably to the audience also, if someone is listening to this and has something to tell us to help us. Is there any TC 2068 in a Latin America country? And if so, does it have anything saying that it was approved by FCC or not? Not that it needed, but if it has, it shows that it went through US
Yeah.
before. If it doesn't, it could be something like, okay, the guys in Portugal did it directly. They did have a salesperson for Latin America, but I don't think they sold many things. So it's not
Yeah.
clear to me what happened. Okay, very well.
Well,
Uh,
this is probably a good spot to end on.
okay, I was just checking because I think we only have one other folder. Let me just see. Yeah, just one file. So
Okay,
probably
let's
we
take a look.
finish this paperwork and
Yeah.
then we define the in the next ones what to check. So from July 85, July 7, yeah. Tadoca Amorim, Gonçalves Álvaro Oliveira, Dick Longo, cost reduction and additional program. TS 1000, TS 1016.
Okay. Additional program.
The FCC approval of the cost reduction has been given as per Eurotest Lab Telex U1 copy. So this is signed by Gomes.
Okay.
Yes, Gomes is signing this and sending it to them. Cost of this unit on bulk condition as per shipments of $30. Okay, there is no operating difference of this cost reduction model versus previous model. Concerning the lead time from release of PO, the only critical item is still the ROM. Lately, lead time given by SSS is 8 weeks. Okay.
Yeah.
However, would feel more confident if B. Scarlett discussed subject with this company. Concerning TS1000 and RAM pack program, we can supply with additional 5,000 sets at same price and with an out-of-pocket of US dollars 910 per set, including labor. These units, if decision taken this week, could still be supplied until the end of July. Value above this 5,000 will be roughly on an out-of-pocket value of 15. Whoa, what an increase per unit,
Yeah.
which seems to be too high. Recovering inventory volume. Okay.
Interesting.
Okay, and this finishes at least this major set of paperwork we have. So until we have time to scan other stuff, this is what we have for now.
Cool. Very cool. Well, wow, this has been really, really just fascinating seeing all of this stuff. And I can't wait to see, what we can dig into next.
Yeah. So, and it's funny because when we started this, we probably thought it was, I don't know, one or two shows just
Yeah.
looking at the paperwork, and it was like 7 or something like that. Very well. Let's see what comes after.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Well, see you next time.
See you. Bye bye.
Bye.